April 2008. Times Square was a neon-soaked altar to the most expensive piece of media ever created. $100 million gamble that ditched the sun-drenched chaos of California for the grey, suffocating grime of a digital New York. Rockstar Games didn't just release a sequel, they detonated a cultural bomb. Within 24 hours, 3.6 million people had stepped into the boots of Niko Bellic, an Eastern European war criminal looking for a fresh start in the city that had already decided he was trash. It was the pinnacle of prestige gaming, a technical marvel that pushed the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 to their absolute breaking points. But nearly 2 decades later, Grand Theft Auto 4 feels like a haunting transmission from a parallel universe, a version of the industry that actually cared about weight, consequence, and the crushing reality of the American nightmare. Before the billion-dollar shark card extraction machine of GTA Online, before the shiny arcade-flavoured parody of Los Santos, there was a heavy, unapologetic masterpiece that dared to be miserable. This is the story of why GTA 4 feels so different today. The first thing you notice when returning to Liberty City in 2026 isn't the graphics, but the gravity. In the modern era of gaming, movement is designed to be frictionless. Characters glide across terrain and cars handle like slot machines on rails. But GTA 4 was built on the Euphoria engine, a revolutionary piece of code that gave every digital human a central nervous system and a skeleton that actually mattered. When Niko gets hit by a car, he doesn't just trigger a canned animation. His muscles tingle, his center of gravity shifts, and he collapses like a real man made of bone and regret. Every staircase is a struggle. Every sprint feels like a man carrying the weight of a dozen war crimes on his shoulders.
Rockstar wasn't trying to make a fun game in the traditional sense. They were trying to simulate the physical resistance of existing in a hostile urban environment. This commitment to weight has entirely vanished from the AAA landscape, replaced by the snappiness required for high-speed multiplayer microtransactions. Then there is the driving, perhaps the most divisive mechanical choice in the history of the franchise. In GTA 5, you can take a corner at 120 miles per hour with barely touching the brakes. In GTA 4, a 4-door sedan feels like a 2-ton death trap. The suspension leans into every turn, the tires screech in a desperate battle with physics, and the braking distances are terrifyingly realistic. It forced you to actually learn the layout of the streets, to respect the machinery, and to understand that a high-speed chase in a crowded city is a recipe for disaster, not a cinematic set piece. Today, this feels like a revolutionary act of game design. By making the driving hard, Rockstar made the world feel real. They traded the instant gratification of an arcade racer for the deep, tactile satisfaction of mastering a heavy machine. The narrative tone of GTA 4 is where the different feeling becomes truly jarring. We are currently living in an era of Whedon-esque quips and safe, corporate-sanctioned satire. GTA 5 and its contemporaries treat the world like a cartoon, where everything is a joke and nothing has consequences. But GTA 4 is a tragedy disguised as an action movie. Niko Bellic isn't a cool protagonist. He is a broken, cynical immigrant who knows that the American dream is a lie being sold to people too desperate to read the fine print. When Niko says, "War is where the young and stupid are tricked by the old and bitter into killing each other," it isn't a punchline.
It's a thesis statement. The game's ending doesn't offer a triumphant big score. It offers 2 different flavours of loss. Liberty City itself is a character that modern game worlds simply cannot replicate. It is not a playground, it is a cage. The lighting is perpetually overcast, the buildings are stained with digital soot, and the soundscape is a relentless assault of sirens, jackhammers, and screaming pedestrians. It captures the post-9/11 anxiety of New York City with a precision that feels uncomfortable in 2026. While modern open worlds are designed to be vibrant and inviting to keep you logged in for the daily battle pass, Liberty City wants you to feel small. It wants you to feel like one of the millions of nobodies struggling to make a buck in a system designed to grind you down. This atmospheric density, this commitment to vibe over content, is a relic of a time when games were allowed to be artistic statements rather than just engagement platforms. We must also talk about the cynical pivot of Rockstar Games. In 2008, Rockstar was the enfant terrible of the industry, the studio that used its massive wealth to push the boundaries of storytelling and technical simulation. They followed GTA 4 with Red Dead Redemption and Max Payne 3, games that took themselves seriously. But then came 2013 and the launch of GTA Online. The industry realised that a single story was a one-time payment, but a digital t-shirt or a flying motorcycle could be sold 1,000,000 times over. The weight and realism of GTA 4 were incompatible with the frantic, chaotic needs of a multiplayer sandbox. To make GTA Online work, they had to lighten the physics, brighten the world, and turn the satire into a loud, hollow scream. GTA 4 feels different today because it represents the last time Rockstar wasn't afraid to let the player feel bored, sad, or frustrated for the sake of the story.
The mission design of GTA 4 highlights how much the hand-holding of modern gaming has regressed the player's agency. There are no gold medals for finishing a mission quickly, no checkpoints every 30 seconds, and no instant fail stealth sections that force you to play exactly how the developer intended. If a mission went wrong, it went wrong. You had to drive back to the gun store, restock your ammo, and try again. It was inconvenient, but that inconvenience created a sense of stakes. When you finally pulled off a heist or survived a shootout, it felt earned because the game didn't help you. It treated you like an adult. Today's games are terrified of the player disengaging, so they remove every obstacle until the game is essentially a walking simulator punctuated by cutscenes. GTA 4's stubborn refusal to be easy is exactly why it feels so rewarding to play now. The live service ghost also haunts the memory of GTA 4. This was the era of the expansion pack, not the microtransaction. The Lost and the Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony weren't just DLC, they were entire games that looked at the same city through different lenses, the gritty, drug-fueled biker underworld and the neon high society club scene. They added depth to the world rather than just stuff to your inventory. They were creative risks that expanded the lore of Liberty City. In the current market, these would have been Season 1 and Season 2 content drops, stripped of their narrative weight and sold as character skins. Returning to GTA 4 is a reminder of what post-launch support used to mean: more story, more heart, more vision. Technically, GTA 4's version of Liberty City still feels more alive than many modern cities because of the AI. The NPCs in GTA 4 aren't just background noise, they react to the world with a disturbing level of detail.
They trip over curbs, they hold umbrellas when it rains, they call the police when they see a crime, and they engage in euphoria-driven brawls that feel unscripted and raw. You can sit on a park bench for 10 minutes and watch the city breathe without your interference. Modern open worlds often feel like a stage play where the actors only start moving when you look at them. Liberty City feels like it's been running for 100 years and will keep running long after you turn off the console. There is a deep underlying cynicism in the way we talk about fun in gaming today. We've been conditioned to believe that fun equals reward. We want XP bars, loot drops, and congratulations screens.
GTA 4 doesn't care if you're having fun in that way. It is a game about a man who lost everything in a war, moved to a new country, and realized the people in charge were just as corrupt as the ones he fled. It is a game that asks you to go bowling with your cousin when you'd rather be shooting people, because it knows that relationships are the only thing that keep us human in a mechanical city. It is a game that values truth over entertainment. As we look toward the inevitable launch of GTA 6, the shadow of GTA 4 looms larger than ever. We are being promised a world of unprecedented scale, of social media integration, and of infinite multiplayer possibilities. But the fear remains, will it have the weight? Will the cars feel like 2-ton machines, or will they feel like toys? Will the protagonist be a human being with a soul, or a vessel for customization options? We are obsessed with GTA 4 today because it feels like the last honest blockbuster.
It was the moment Rockstar reached the summit of their creative power and decided to tell a story that wasn't designed to be liked by everyone. Ultimately, GTA 4 feels different today because the world it predicted has come true. We live in a hyper-connected, hyper-cynical reality where the American dream has been replaced by the American side hustle. We are more aware than ever of the regret and gravity that Nico Bellic felt in 2008. The game isn't a period piece, it's a mirror. It is a reminder that before the industry became a safe space for investors and live service managers, it was capable of producing a work of art that was heavy, grey, and fundamentally human. This is the story of the last serious digital world, a $100 million autopsy of the American spirit. This is the heavy, uncomfortable truth behind why GTA 4 is the game we still can't stop thinking about.